Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chair Yoga. I'm going to ask you to find your comfortable armless chair. Make sure it's nice and sturdy so that when you push down on the seat or down on the back, it doesn't move or collapse. And of course, we have comfortable clothing that moves with us. No shoes or socks preferably, but if your feet get cold, you can wear socks, just minding that they're a bit of a slip risk on a hardwood floor if that's where you are. And of course we have our water bottle handy, or a glass of water if you're at home. So to begin, I'd like you to come right to the edge of your seat. Heels under knees, knees lined up with hips, tailbone tucked, core strong. Let's give those shoulders a big roll up, back, and down, and place the shoulder blades down and back as far as they'll go. Lengthen the neck and tuck the chin. Just let the hands rest gently on the thighs, palms can face up or down. And we'll start with just grounding and centering ourselves and setting our intention for our class today. Take a deep breath in all the way down to the soles of the feet, closing the eyes. And exhale completely, feeling the body relax into the seat, into the floor, into the earth. Now just for a moment, bringing our attention to today's class, let's first make ourselves a promise that we will not push too hard, but we'll also challenge ourselves along the way. And we'll maintain those lines of communication with the body. And now I'd like you to set your intention for class today. What would you like to gain from this experience? What would you like to feel here as you move through these poses and as you focus on your breathing? It might be a deeper sense of inner peace, or just a little bit more flexibility, or anything you like. And now let's take a deep breath in. Exhale and open the eyes. Good, let's begin by loosening up the spine. So bringing the hands to the knees, extending, lengthening that spine, and then we'll exhale, curve and round, pressing the belly button back, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, look up, lift up, shoulders down, elbows in. Exhale, curve and round, neck is long, shoulders down. And again, inhale, up, lift, look up, extending through the center of the chest. Exhale, curve and round. Good. Squeeze all the air out of the body. One more time. Inhale, up, lift, look up. Exhale, curve and round. And come back to neutral. Good. Now let's release the arms to the sides and we'll wake up those shoulders, just rolling them up, back, and down. So looking really for the range of motion of the scapula, so those little triangular bones on our back. And looking for those surrounding muscles, our traps up here, and all of our shoulder and back muscles in the upper back, just opening up and waking up, because we are going to use them later. And now when you're ready, you can come into our windmills, one side and then the other. Now we're moving into rotator cuff, lengthening through those fingertips. And throughout our class today, until we come to final relaxation at the end, I'd like you to work on maintaining that perfect upright posture, so our core stays nice and strong to support us, our feet stay flat on the floor, the neck is long, the chin is tucked, and we're always breathing deeply into the belly. Good. One more time on each side. Last one here. Great, and now let's just rest the hands on the thighs once again, and we'll come into some neck movements. Inhaling, extending through the crown of the head. Exhale, press the right ear toward the right shoulder. Now inhale through neutral. Exhale the left ear toward the left shoulder. Press the right shoulder down. Inhale through neutral. Exhale right ear toward the right shoulder. Good, make sure the body doesn't lean. Inhale through neutral. Exhale left ear toward the left shoulder. One more time in each direction. Inhale through neutral. Exhale right ear toward the right shoulder. Inhale through neutral. Exhale left ear toward the left shoulder. Now we're going to come back through neutral, press the right ear down, and hold here. I'd like you to make sure that your spine is upright from the base of the tailbone right up into the collarbone, and then we bend from only through the neck. If you'd like to deepen that stretch, you can reach those left fingertips down toward the floor. You can also bring the right fingertips to the left temple and very gently press that ear toward the shoulder. Press the right shoulder down away from the ear, lengthen the spine, and find the strength in your core to maintain this upright position. You can also press that left thumb back behind you, and you'll start to feel that stretch all down that left arm. Breathe. Notice where you can relax. Now let's inhale through neutral, replace the hands on the thighs. Exhale left ear toward the left shoulder. Press the shoulders down, lengthen through the body, and bend through the neck. Once again, if you feel comfortable deepening your stretch, you can reach the right fingertips toward the floor, pressing the thumb back behind you. You can bring the left fingertips to the right temple and gently press that ear toward the shoulder, pressing the left shoulder down. And we're always breathing deeply into that stretch, moving slowly, good. And always being gentle with ourselves in all of these movements. We're never forcing anything. Good, now let's inhale to neutral and we'll release. Replacing the hands on the thighs, lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop the chin toward the chest. Inhale through neutral. Exhale and drop the head back. Inhale through neutral. Exhale the chin toward the chest. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, drop the head back. And again, inhale through neutral. Exhale, chin toward the chest. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, drop the head back. Now inhale to neutral, extend through the crown of the head, and we'll exhale and just gently turn the head toward the right side. Keep those shoulders down. Inhale through neutral. Exhale and gently turn toward the left. So again, our spine is upright. We're focusing here. Inhale through neutral. Exhale and turn. Good. Inhale through neutral. Exhale and turn. Now let's inhale to neutral and extend through the crown of the head. Exhale the chin toward the chest and hold here. Make sure the shoulders don't come forward and the chest doesn't cave in. We're still maintaining that upright posture from the collarbone to the tailbone. Good. If you'd like a little more here, you can bring the fingertips to the back of the head and with the elbows pointing forward or downward, gently pressing down into the back of the head. Breathing into the stretch. Noticing where you can relax, maybe through the shoulders. Good, now we're going to inhale through neutral. You can keep the fingertips where they are, and if your arms are up, we're going to widen the elbows and drop the head back. Relax the neck. Press your shoulders down as far as they'll go. Engage the core muscles so that you can maintain that straight spine, and remember to breathe. Good. Now let's inhale to neutral. And we'll release the arms. Great, you can work out the hands or the arms or anything you want, anytime, of course. And now let's come into a little sun salutation just to warm up the whole body. So we're about 7 minutes into class, and your warm-up should always be at least probably 7 minutes long. 7 to 10 minutes is ideal, even if all you're doing is yoga. You just want to wake things up. So let's actually come into the lower body first. So sitting up nice and tall, right knee comes into the chest, and we're going to grasp just below that knee. Shoulders down and back, away from the ears, and we're tucking the elbows into the rib cage. Rotate that ankle around in a circle. Good. Breathing deeply. Sitting up tall. Yeah, really good. And now we'll flex and extend that foot toward the ceiling and the floor. So your options here include grasping underneath the thigh if that's more comfortable for you, or you can release that foot all the way down to the floor. If you're not holding onto the leg, it's best if your foot never loses contact with the floor because we don't want to strain our hip flexor. So just make sure that you're being mindful of what's working and what's relaxing here. Check that the shoulders are down and back as far as they'll go. There's no tension at all in our neck and shoulders. It's all through the backs of the arms and the back. And we're always breathing deeply into the belly and rib cage. We want that ankle and lower leg to get a little bit tired here before we move on, because that's going to help it to strengthen and gain endurance. Now, when you're ready, you can cross the right shin over the left thigh, or you can cross the right ankle over the left ankle. You can also uncross the legs if the twist is uncomfortable for you. And if your leg is up high, we're going to grasp just underneath the knees, sitting up tall, arching the lower back just a little bit, pressing the hips into the seat so that you're nice and even on both sides. And we're looking for that stretch in the right hip and thigh. Good. Good. So sitting up tall and making sure that those shoulders don't shrug up toward the ears. They tend to. They think they can help, but they cannot. So just make sure that they're braced down and back. And we're feeling that muscular contraction through the back and the backs of the arms and the core. Good. Now when you're ready, if you'd like, you can come with me and drop that right knee out to the side. You might want to readjust your position on your seat. This is a deeper stretch for that hip socket, so just noticing how your hip feels. It's also a deeper twist for the knee, so noticing how that feels as well. And we just move around those joints, prioritizing the joints always. Good. Sitting up nice and tall to start, And then when you're ready, you can tip from the hip. Now again, you can bring that stretch down, crossing the ankles anytime if that's what's more comfortable for you. And if you'd like to deepen the stretch further, you can round forward from the belly button to the shin or the arms down along the side. As you exhale, see if you can relax just a little bit deeper into that pose. Good. And we're noticing how that stretch deepens. We're breathing deeply into the muscle we feel stretching. And as you exhale, just ask it to relax. You can always move around in your poses too. We don't want to bounce at any time because that can increase our potential for injury, but you can rock from side to side if you want to. You can move the head around and notice how that changes the quality of your stretch in different areas of the body. Good. And now let's come on back up. And we'll release that leg, flex and extend for our hamstring stretch. We'll place that heel on the floor and flex the right foot back toward the body. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale and tip from the hip. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. And we're feeling that stretch in the back of the knee coming up into the hamstring and down into the calf. You can release your elbow to the thigh, or you can reach the fingertips down toward the floor. It's whatever's comfortable for you. Once you're in this stretch, think of straightening out that right leg as much as you're able and lifting your tailbone up toward the sky to deepen the extension in the hamstring. Good. And now we'll come on back up and release the leg and come along to the other side. Gently placing that right foot on the floor, nice and stable under the knee, and we'll bring that left knee in, grasping underneath the knee, or releasing the foot to the floor, or grasping under the thigh, or whatever you like, as long as you can maintain that straight posture. So just keeping that in mind. If you're grasping the knee, but your chest is caved in and you can't help it, then you're going to want to reduce intensity until you're able to maintain that perfect posture. And now here we'll rotate that left ankle around in a circle. Neck is long, shoulders down and back, elbows tucked into the sides. And breathe. Good. And then we'll flex and extend toward the ceiling and the floor. Good. And feeling the core muscles work, feeling ourselves nice and even across both sides of the body on the seat. Feeling that right supporting foot nice and solid on the floor. Good. Just tuning into our bodies and where we're at in this space. Now when you're ready, you can cross the left shin over the right thigh. Right now, the knee is going to point toward the sky, as long as that's okay for your joints. And of course, you can always cross the ankle over the left ankle over right. So we're never crossing the ankles in the middle in an X. We have one supporting foot and the other foot crosses over. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, tip from the hip. Shoulders are down. Good. And we breathe. And again, you can shift around in your pose. Just notice how you're feeling this in that left hip and thigh. That's where that extension should be. And also notice where you can relax, maybe through the shoulders, maybe through the jaw. Good. And now let's sit up and we'll release that shin across the thigh, dropping the knee out to the side. You can always cross that left ankle over the right once again, or you can release the twist altogether. And we're sitting up tall. We notice how that straight spine is going to affect the intensity of our stretch. So you can tuck the tailbone a little bit if it's too much for you, but our first goal before we come forward should be to straighten up, and then from there we tip from the hip. Check that your elbows are tucked in, arms are relaxed. You can hold that leg in place if you need to, or you can rest the forearms on the shin, or you can release the arms down along the sides of the body and relax down into the stretch a little further. As you inhale, think of widening the back. As you exhale, just ask the body to relax down. Good. And now let's come on back up, and we'll release the leg, flex and extend. Lengthen out, flex the left foot back towards you, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Take a deep breath, hands on the bent knee, and we'll tip forward from the hip, lifting our tailbone up toward the sky. Good, so again, finding that good deep extension behind the knee, coming up into the hamstring. You can rest your elbows on the thigh. You can reach for the toe if you want to. Good. Just make sure that your shoulder and your body don't carry forward in order to get closer to the toe. Straighten out that left leg as much as you're able. Good, keep it nice and strong here. Breathe. And now we'll walk the hands back up and release the leg. Excellent. Okay, let's come into our sun salutation. Grab a drink of water on the way. So this time of year especially, it's really important to monitor our hydration with all of these heat warnings and things that are happening. So make sure that you're drinking even more than enough water if you can. Okay, so resetting our seated mountain pose at the edge of our seat. Heels under knees, knees lined up with hips, tailbone tucked, core strong. Shoulders up, back, and down, chest proud, neck long, and the chin is tucked. Good, so just feeling our position here, arms relaxed at the sides. And we're going to come into 3 different variations of our sun salutation. The first one is going to be mostly static flexion. So I'd like you to spread the fingers and press the hands into the thighs. Squeeze the elbows into the sides of the body and find just 20 to 30% of your maximum muscle power and exertion. So we're not squeezing really hard and clenching up. It's just a gentle contraction of those muscles. And again, lengthen the spine. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, tip from the hip, and we're resisting on the way down, gently pressing the hands into the thighs. Keep the spine straight as you tip forward, relaxing down. You can bring the chin toward the chest with me if you'd like. And now let's inhale, look forward, shoulders down, elbows in, core strong. Exhale and fold, relax down, chin to chest. And again, inhale, look forward, squeeze the elbows in. Feel the strength in your arms, legs, and core. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Now let's come on up. Inhale, look forward, shoulders roll up, back, and down. Great. Now we're going to do that one more time. Once again, resetting our position. We always find our focus before we begin any poses or series. Good. So sitting up tall, deep breath in, spread the fingers. Exhale, tip from the hip, pressing the palms into the thighs, squeezing the elbows into the rib cage, pressing the shoulders down. You can bring the chin toward the chest if you'd like. Inhale, look forward, shoulders down, elbows in. Good, core strong. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. 2 more just like that. Inhale, look forward, shoulders down, squeeze the core. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. 1 more time. Inhale, look forward. Good. Lengthen the spine even further. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Now let's inhale and come on up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Great. Okay, so that should have given you some idea of what your blood pressure feels like today. If you lowered the head below the heart line and or maybe came up a little too quickly and it made you feel dizzy or nauseated, then just be aware of things like raising the arms up above the body and lowering the head below the heart line. So you want to modify accordingly. Our next sun salutation will include that, reaching up above the body and lowering the head below the heart line. So you can come back to the first modification anytime you need to. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, just relax those shoulders down. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. Now inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead, or palms can rest on the thighs. Exhale and fold forward, chin toward the chest. Now inhale and lift up onto the toes, look forward, arms remain aligned with shins, and we open up the shoulders. Exhale and fold, relax down, chin toward the chest. Inhale, look forward, lift up onto the toes, shoulders down, core strong. You can even open the palms toward the front of the room. Exhale and fold, chin toward the chest. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale, look forward. Feel the back muscles work. Neck is long and relaxed. And we'll exhale and fold, chin toward the chest. Now let's inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. Reach for the sky, little baby back bend on top if you can. Exhale and release down into prayer. We're going to do that same sequence 1 more time. So readjusting your position if you need to, checking your shoulders are relaxed, your posture is nice and tall, and we'll inhale and reach up toward the sky. Exhale and fold forward, relax down over the legs. Inhale, look forward, lift up onto the toes, arms aligned with shins. You can open up the hands if you'd like. Exhale and fold, chin toward the chest. And again, inhale, look forward, shoulders down. I want you to feel this in those middle lats, the middle of your back muscles. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. 1 more time. Inhale, look forward, shoulders down. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Now let's inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. Reach, core strong. Exhale, release down into prayer. and release the arms. Take a breath here, grab a drink of water if you need one, and we're going to move along to our highest intensity option for the sun salutation, the seated sun salutation. This time we're going to be doing a fair amount of holding, and it will affect the muscles of your lower back. So I want you to make sure that those lower back muscles feel strong, and remember that of course you can modify any way that you need to be comfortable anytime. Good, so sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Let's inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. Exhale and fold forward halfway. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward all the way, chin toward the chest. Inhale, lift up onto the toes, reach forward at shoulder height. Core is strong. Lengthen the neck. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. And again, inhale, lift up onto the toes, reach forward. Core is strong. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. One more time. Inhale, look forward, extending through those fingertips. Good. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Now inhale, reach the arms out to the sides and overhead, lengthen. Exhale, release down for prayer. And we'll hold here. We're going to do that one more time, and I want you to notice how that affected your neck and shoulders, how it affected your lower back, and just decide whether you want to modify for this last round of sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward halfway, arms apart to shoulder width. Inhale, lift the arms up to align with the ears, brace the core. Exhale, fold forward, relax down. Inhale, lift up onto the toes, reach forward, core is strong, extending. Good. Exhale and fold into the chest. And again, inhale, lift up onto the toes, reach forward, lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Good, one more time, inhale, look forward, reach forward, core strong, extending. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead, reach for the sky, little baby back bend. Exhale, release down through prayer, and release the arms. Great, let's release the back quickly, just grasping the knees, and we'll curve and round the spine. And then we'll look up, lift up, shoulders down. Exhale, curve and round. And come back to neutral. Great, so now we're going to come into some adductor stretches before we come to standing. Shifting to the left side in your chair. Take a drink of water on the way. And this time we're going to come all the way back in our seat, extending the left leg straight out to the side. Toes are pointed forward. We're sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, hands to hips to start, and then we'll exhale and tip from the hip. You can bring the hand or the elbow to the bent knee. Our shoulders are squared forward in line with the toes. Your fingertips can come to the floor, inside the feet. I want you to make sure that you're not turning the body toward the bent knee, or else you're going to lose that stretch in the inside of the thigh. So as much as you can help it, we want to stay squared forward, and then if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can gently turn the shoulders toward the straight leg. Good. Keep those shoulders down and wide. Lift your tailbone up toward the sky and notice how that affects your quality of stretch. Breathe into it. Relax as you exhale. Yeah, really good. And then we'll walk it back to center and walk the hands back up on that bent knee. Great. Now we're going to come into a little side bend, bringing the hands to the hips. Once again, shoulders down and back. First, I want you to just contract the muscles of that left leg. So we're not going to allow it to relax, and we never want that left knee to collapse in. You can always reduce your angle if you need to support that joint. And we're sitting up nice and tall. And now we're going to reach the right arm up toward the sky, breathing in deeply. And exhale, drop the left shoulder down toward the hip. Here, we're bracing the core. And see if you can bend just from the belly button to the crown of the head and keep the lower back straight and strong. If you'd like to deepen your stretch and your lower back and that left leg feel safe here, you can reach the left arm across to the outside of the right knee. Relax down into the stretch. Lengthen through the fingertips. Feel that extension through that right side body. Breathe. Yeah, really good. And remember, 2, suck that belly button toward the spine, keep the core strong, because yoga is also about endurance and strength training. So we're relaxing in one area with that mindful mind-body connection, and then using those muscles in another area. Now let's inhale and come up. Exhale and release the arm. Grasp the chair, draw the leg in, and we'll bring ourselves back to center. Come right to the edge of your seat, and we'll just release the back quickly, grasping the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, curve around. Inhale, up, lift, look up, shoulders down, extend. Exhale, curve around. And come back to neutral, and we'll come along to the other side. Coming to the right side now. Shifting all the way to the side of your chair and all the way to the back, so that you're supported. The left side of the body is on the chair, right side of the body is off the chair. You're grasping the left side of the chair with that hand. Right hand comes to the hip, and the right leg comes straight out to the sides. So your hands can both come to the hips now, if that's comfortable, as long as this right leg feels safe. And if it doesn't, we want to just grasp that chair and readjust until it does. Take a deep breath in, straighten the spine. Exhale, tip from the hip, and the hand or the elbow will come to the bent knee. Your fingertips can reach toward the floor, or you can angle your shoulders toward the straight leg, or a combination of both. Notice where you can relax. As you inhale, think of expanding the back. As you exhale, ask the body to relax down. Good. Keep breathing always into the belly, into the rib cage. Good. And now we'll walk it back to center and use that knee for leverage to press back up to save our lower back and right knee. And then we'll sit up nice and tall and bring that right hand to the hip. Inhale, left arm up toward the sky. Contract the muscles of that right leg and your core muscles. And then we'll bend from the belly button to the crown of the head. Good. Finding that extension through the left rib cage and side body. Check that left shoulder is down away from the ear. We're lengthening through the fingertips. And you can keep the right hand here on the hip, or you can reach that right arm across to the left knee. Lengthen, reaching, breathing deeply. Good. Expand through that side body. See how much space you can get between those ribs. Deep breathing always. Really good. Now let's inhale and come on up. Exhale, release the arm, grasp the chair for stability, and we'll bring ourselves back to center. Coming right to the edge of our chairs, sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, grasp the knees, and we'll curve and round the spine. Inhale, up, lift, look up, shoulders down. Exhale, curve and round. And we'll come back to neutral. Great. Okay, so now we're going to make our way to standing, and I'd just like you to check your form on the way to come through that seat-assisted squat or Utkatasana. Sitting up tall, shoulders down and back, hands can rest anywhere except on the thighs or on the chair. So on the hips, across the chest, behind the head, whatever else you would like. Inhale, tip forward. Exhale, push into the heels and rise up as slowly as you can, keeping that alignment through the knees, hips, and ankles. And we'll stand up nice and tall. Great. And then we'll come behind our chairs. So we're going to begin with our warrior series. Standing tall behind the chair, and we'll start by just finding the soles of our feet and finding our standing mountain pose now that we are up. And we're just going to rock back and forth across the balls of the feet and the heels and settle in the center to begin. Our knees are nice and soft, tailbone is tucked, core strong, shoulders down and back, chest proud, neck long, and the chin is tucked. So I want you to find that perfect posture, that plumb line top to bottom. Good. We're feeling nice and tall and open. And this chair is going to be here for your support and your balance, but we never want to be putting a lot of weight on it. So see if you can take as much weight off of that chair as we move as you can. And now let's shift to the left foot. Extend the right leg straight back behind you. Toes come to the floor, and we'll gently press that right heel down toward the floor. It doesn't have to get all the way there today. But what I would like is for you to make sure that that back foot is pointed forward and not even slightly out to the side. If it is out to the side, it's going to twist your knee and your hip, and we'll lose that stretch altogether. So we are gently pressing that back heel toward the floor, extending through that back leg. And if you'd like, you can tip forward from the hip and bring the elbows down to the back of the chair. This is going to deepen the extension through your calf and Achilles tendon. You can bend the front knee a little bit more if you'd like. Shoulders are down. Back leg is long and straight. Good, so bringing it down into the lower leg as much as you're able. Breathe deeply into the stretch, and you'll notice we hold all of our static stretches for at least 3 deep breaths or 20 seconds. And that's because that's how long it takes for us to counter that body's protective reflex, where we contract the muscles in order to protect the joints. It's a good thing to have, but you can't contract the muscles and extend them at the same time. So we have to wait until we're able to safely get past that. Now when you're ready, you can walk back up onto the back of the chair and tuck the tailbone as you rise. Now we've brought our stretch up into the hip flexor on the front of that right hip and thigh. And again, you can move around in your stretch. You can just notice which muscles are being addressed here. And when you're ready, you can reach that right arm up toward the sky, or both arms if you feel safe with your stability and balance here. Check and make sure that your front knee is directly over the front ankle. That back leg is as straight as we're able to get it, and the back foot remains pointed forward. So even if you're here today, maybe your feet are a little bit closer together, that's fine too. So just adjust however you need to. Breathe deeply, and notice where you can relax. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release the hand down to the back of the chair. Lift the back heel up off the floor, turn the back foot to the side, and gently place that back foot down. So now we're in our warrior two. So making sure our back foot is at 90 degrees to the front foot, but only if that's comfortable for your front knee, because we have brought it into a twist. So you can remove this twist altogether and just stand tall, if that's what you need, or you can of course bring the feet closer together or change the angle anytime. Now when you're ready, you can reach out with one arm or with both arms, and I'd like your arms to be extended out in line with the front leg. So no matter where that back leg is pointing, we're reaching through those fingertips in line with that left knee. Good. Check, when you take a look at that front foot, you should be able to see your inside ankle and your front big toe. That will tell you your alignment is correct here. And we're reaching for those side walls with the fingertips and breathing deeply, relaxing the shoulders down as much as we're able and feeling the length of the spine nice and stable here in the center. One more deep breath in. Exhale the left hand or elbow to the back of the chair, swing the right arm down across the front of the body and open up toward the sky. Now I hope you are finding the stretch between your right hip bone and the bottom of your rib cage. You might also feel it in the shoulder. And again, remember that we're not looking for pain anywhere. We're looking to feel just like we're going a little bit past our comfort zone. Just a teeny bit, just enough to feel the relief of that extension, but never to the point of pain. So your top hand can come to the hip or behind the back anytime if your neck or shoulder have too much tension here. And we're just breathing into it. Press out into that right hip and see if you can deepen that extension through the side body. Check that your bottom shoulder is down away from the ear as far as it'll go. Now let's inhale and come on up. Exhale, release the arm. Good. We're going to come into a triangle today. So let's straighten out that front leg. Take that front knee off lock. So we want to make sure that there's just a very slight bend in order to protect that joint. And once again, you can come into a wide-legged stance with all of our toes pointing forward if that's what's best for you. Okay. Now we're going to reach those arms out, or just one arm. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift the body over the front leg and over the chair, and then we're going to turn. So that bottom arm can be on the back of the chair, or you can bring the hand down to the top of the thigh, anywhere below the knee, or to the ankle, or to the floor if your flexibility allows. The seat of the chair is fine too. And the difference between our warrior 2 and this pose, or rather our warrior 3 in this pose, is that our front leg is now straight, so we're getting a deeper stretch through the tops and backs of that left thigh. Check your shoulders are down as far as they'll go and nice and wide. And if you'd like a little more, you can take that top hand and wrap it around behind the back. Remember too that your top hand can always just rest on that hip, or even come across the front of the body or back to the chair if that's what's best for you. Good. As you inhale, think of widening the back and lengthening the spine. As you exhale, deepen the twist. Good. Now let's inhale and reach up toward the sky. Bend the front knee for stability, and we'll push into that front foot to come up and release the arm. Lift the back heel up off the floor, and we'll turn those toes forward and gently place that back heel back down. So I'd like your hips and your shoulders to be squared forward, but this time your back foot can turn to the outside very slightly. We're just going to come into one more standing movement before our balance. And now we're going to straighten out that front leg once again and take the knee off lock. Taking a deep breath in, sitting up tall, both fingertips are on the back of the chair. And we're going to tip from the hip, lifting the tailbone up toward the sky. Great. Now, if you'd like, you can release those hands down to the seat of the chair. I'd like you to make sure that that front leg stays as straight as you're able to get it without locking out the knee. And we're lifting our tailbone up toward the sky, feeling that deep extension through the hamstrings. Here is a good place, once you've found the depth of your stretch, to shift around from side to side. You can move the hips around, just noticing how that feels for you. We're breathing deeply, relaxing into the stretch. Yeah, really good. And now we'll bend the front knee and walk the hands back up. You can step in or back, or a combination of both. Shake out the legs with any kinks that you happen to have, and we will come along to the other side. So once again, standing nice and tall behind our chair, finding the soles of our feet nice and even on all four corners, and we'll shift to the right side and extend the left leg straight back. Toes stay pointed forward, and we gently press that left heel toward the floor. Now we're looking for that stretch again, the lower left leg through the calf and Achilles tendon, and you can bring your elbows down to the seat of the chair when you're ready. Looking for that good stretch. And also looking to relax the upper body at the same time, so our shoulders and our neck. Good. You can bend the front knee to deepen the stretch if you'd like. Make sure that spine stays long and straight as much as you can. Good. And now let's press up onto the back of the chair, and we'll tuck the tailbone as we rise. Good. Lengthening through the crown of the head and bringing that stretch now up to that hip flexor and the quadricep. You can reach up with the arm on the back leg side or with both arms. Push down into your front heel. Feel your strength and your stability in this pose. Good. And again, just breathing deeply and adjusting however you need to be comfortable through your joints and through your muscles. Good. Relax into it as much as you're able. Really good. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands down to the back of the chair. Let's lift the back heel up off the floor, turn the back foot to the side, 90 degrees to the front foot, and place it back down. So remember, once again, you can step in, bringing those feet pointing forward, or just adjusting the distance between your feet to make it a little easier on you. We'd like that front knee to be bent. If the knee is bent, make sure you can see the inside ankle and the front big toe. And that's to ensure that our knee is not buckling in toward the instep of the foot, because that's dangerous for those ligaments. Good. Sink a little deeper if you can. Tuck the belly button toward the spine. Tuck your tailbone. You can reach out with those arms, or just one. Reaching toward those side walls. And see if you can lengthen through those fingertips enough that you feel that stretch right from elbow to elbow at least. Sink a little deeper if you can. Push into the soles of your feet. And breathe. Great. One more deep breath in. And we'll exhale the front hand or elbow to the back of the chair. Left arm swings down across the front of the body, and we'll open up toward the sky. Reach through the fingertips, press the bottom shoulder down away from the ear. Good. Press the hips forward, lengthen, and see if you can find that extension from that left hip bone up into the rib cage. You can look toward the sky if that's okay for your neck and shoulders, otherwise look toward the floor. Your bottom hand can come down to the knee or to the seat of the chair, and your top hand can come down to the hip or wrap around behind the back anytime. Yeah, it's all yours. And we're just breathing deeply into that stretch, relaxing wherever we're able. Let's inhale and reach for the sky. Exhale and release the arm. Great. Now coming into our triangle pose. Straighten out that front knee, and when the heel contract, you can reach out with both arms or just with one arm, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, shift over that front leg, and we'll turn. The hand or the elbow can come to the back of the chair or to the seat of the chair, and we're going to reach up toward the sky with that left arm. Think of lifting your tailbone up toward the sky in this position and noticing that stretch up high in the right thigh. Good. You can, remember, you can bring that top hand down to the hip if there's too much tension in your neck and shoulders, or you can wrap it around behind the back if you'd like to deepen your stretch. Your bottom arm should feel strong. The shoulder is down away from the ear. And we're breathing deeply into the twist. So as you inhale, feel the rib cage expand, feel the internal organs just be massaged gently with that breathing. And as you exhale, see if you can deepen your twist. Now let's inhale and reach up toward the sky. Bend the front knee and exhale, push into that front heel to come on up, and we'll release the arm. Good. Now let's lift that back heel up off the floor, and we'll turn it forward once again, finishing off with our pyramid. Front knee again is off lock. We're standing up nice and tall, shoulders down and back, lengthen the neck, deep breath in. Exhale, tip from the hip and lift your tailbone up toward the sky. So again, I'd like you to use your arms, use your upper body strength to support your body weight until you're sure of the depth of your stretch here. And that means that you're sure that you're not in a danger zone anymore. Your front knee does not feel weak, the muscles do not feel too tight to move. We're just easing into those stretches. And once you get here, just make sure that you don't bend the knee in order to get deeper into the stretch. And we want to be straightening out that front leg and lifting our tailbone up toward the sky to deepen that stretch. Check that your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. Great. And now we'll bend the front knee and walk the hands back up. You can step in or back or a combination of both. And we'll shake it off. Great job. We're going to come into a little bit of balance and then right back down to our seats. So again, standing behind your chair, finding our set position, shoulders down and back, lengthening through the crown of the head. I'd like you to just focus your gaze on anything that's not moving 6 feet away from you or less. Inhale one or both arms out to the sides and overhead, or straight out in front, and we'll come up onto the toes. So now here again, you can use that chair for your balance, but make sure you're not leaning heavily on the chair in order to get up here. We just want to work on that balance. So if what you're doing today is maybe just shifting from one leg to the other, or lifting up onto the toes and lowering back down again, just a few repetitions to train those muscles, it's whatever works for you today. And otherwise, you're just breathing into it. Good. Noticing where you can relax. Great. One more deep breath in. Exhale down onto the heels, and we'll come into a little forward fold. Good. So you can relax just down onto the back of the chair, or you can walk the hands down to the seat of the chair, or you can relax all the way down toward the floor. Good. Now just notice your blood pressure. Once again, we learned in our sun salutation how we feel about this is lowering at the head below the heart. So raise it up if you need to. Good. Relax the arms and neck if you can. And now we'll bend the knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders down and back, reach the arms out to the sides and overhead. And we'll release down for prayer. And release the arms. Great. So now let's come into a tree pose to finish off our standing series. Finding the soles of our feet. And now I'd like you to turn so that the left side of your body is next to the chair. That's so that we can have our left fingertips or our hand on the chair for balance, and we don't have to lean forward onto the back of the chair. Right hand comes to the hip, shift to the left foot, and bring that right foot into position wherever is comfortable for you. So our first priority with any single leg balance pose is just the single leg balance part. So you might be right here with your toes on the floor. Make sure that supporting knee is nice and soft. Your knee might point forward if the twist is not comfortable, or you can point it out to the side. You can then bring your foot up to the calf, the thigh, or the top of the thigh, wherever is most comfortable for you, and bring one hand or both hands into prayer. Find your focus. Focus your gaze on anything that's not moving, preferably 6 feet away from you or less. And we're going to press that right knee out to the side with the power of the leg. Feel those right core muscles contract. Suck the belly button toward the spine. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. And now if you'd like to take this a step further, you can inhale and reach the arms up above the body. Exhale, part the hands and drop the shoulders. Once again, you can bring your fingertips down to the back of the chair anytime. Just make sure you're not leaning heavily on it. And you can release all or part of this or any pose anytime. Now let's inhale, hands together. Exhale down through prayer. Release the leg and work out the ankles. Excellent. Now coming along to the other side. So you can just turn right around so that your right leg is next to the chair. As your supporting leg should be next to the chair. And we're standing nice and tall, finding the four corners of our feet, and we'll shift to the right side, bringing that left foot into position. Wherever is comfortable for you, and it might be a different position from the other side, and that's just fine. One or both hands come into prayer. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Tuck the tailbone. Press the left knee out to the side. Breathe. Good. And then when you're ready, you can reach up toward the sky and part the hands and drop the shoulders. Relax into it as much as you're able. Good. And just breathe into that stretch. Just find your focus. And if you want to come back to a standing mountain or a forward fold or even back to your seat anytime, of course you can. Good. Now we'll inhale, hands back to center. Exhale down through prayer. Release the leg and work out the ankles. All right, well done. All right, let's now come back down to our seats. And we're going to move through that nice seat-assisted squat. So I'd like you to come in front of your chair and make sure that you're close enough to it that you would feel comfortable sitting down in your chair without looking at it or touching it. And we're finding the four corners of our feet once again. Knees are soft, tailbone tucked, core strong. Shoulders down and back, chest proud, neck long, and we tuck the chin. Inhale, arms straight out in front, or hands can be on the hips. And we're going to exhale and sit down into our imaginary chair, just an inch or 2 inches above our real chair. Push into the heels. You can sit all the way down if you need to. Push into the outside to the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push into the heels and stand. Good. Lengthening through the crown of the head. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, sit into the imaginary chair. Hold here for just a moment. Keep the weight in the back of the body and those heels. Core is strong. One more deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to sit right down into the chair. Good, yes. And we're going to come to the edge and just lengthen out those legs for a hamstring stretch to release the knees and the backs of the legs. Tip forward from the hip and lift your tailbone up toward the sky. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. You can release the hands down below the knees if you'd like, and we're just relaxing down, stretching whatever needs it, maybe the back. Good, you can shift from side to side if you want to. We just never want to put pressure on or within 4 inches above a straight joint, so watch that knee. Great, and then we'll come on back up and walk the feet in. Excellent. We'll finish off with a little bit of upper body and then we'll come into our final relaxation. Bringing the right arm across the front of the body, grasp just above the elbow, press the arm down and hug it into the chest and see if you can find that stretch in the middle delt. Now when you're ready, you can just pat yourself on the back, first of all, for a job well done, making it here today. And then you can straighten out that arm if you'd like to deepen the stretch, keeping that shoulder pressed down in the process. So one of your protective reflexes is going to be to hike the shoulder up toward the ear, and we want to keep it down. Good. Finding that stretch through that delt. And you can hug it in closer if you want to. You can also rotate that wrist, which is going to rotate your shoulder joint. Good. And now let's bend the elbow and we'll reach out to the sides, lengthen through the fingertips, thumbs to the back of the room. Great, and then we'll release. Left arm comes across the front of the body. Press the arm down, hug it in toward the chest. Find that stretch through the shoulder. Pat yourself on the back. Good. And then if you'd like, you can reach out with that left arm. Turn the palm down and forward. Breathe deeply. Good. Relax into the stretch as much as you're able. And now we'll bend the elbow, release the arms, lengthen the fingertips out to the sides. Great. And shake it off. And now we're going to reach that right elbow up toward the sky. And from here, you can press from underneath, you can grasp from on top. You can rest that left hand on the thigh or bring the hand to the hip or behind the back if you prefer. And we're sitting up tall. Shoulders are relaxed. Our jaw is relaxed. Good. And make sure too that the position of your arm does not affect the position of your neck. So we want to prioritize that straight spine and perfect posture. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release the arm and shake it out. Great job. Other side now, resting that right hand on the thigh, left arm comes up. You can press from underneath or grasp from on top, whatever you'd like to do. Lengthen through the crown of the head and make sure that core stays strong. Sometimes we'll have a tendency to arch the lower back here, and we want to just keep everything nice and stabilized. Good. Deep breathing always. We're almost there. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release the arm, lengthen the fingertips out to the sides. Reaching, shoulders down and wide. And then we'll release the arms. Wonderful. Let's finish with our full body stretch. Reaching out through the fingertips and toes. Deep breath in. Extend. Exhale, bring everything into the center, curve and round. And again, breathe in deep. Reach out. Take up lots of space and smile. Exhale, bring everything into the center, curve and round. One more time. Inhale, reach out, expand, lengthening. Exhale, bring everything into the center, curve and round. And come back to neutral. And now we're going to come into our final relaxation. So I'll ask you to find socks or blankets or sweaters, whatever you need to keep warm and be comfortable, as we will be cooling down now that we're no longer moving. And now I'll ask you to find your comfortable seated or laying down position. So if you want to move to an easy chair or the couch or whatever is best for you, then do please feel free. And of course we have our water handy, and feel free to move around in your meditation if you need to adjust. Our goal with this meditation is number one, to quiet the mind. And then beyond that, we choose our pattern of thought. So if we have time today, I'll bring us into a little gratitude meditation. And first and foremost, I'd like you to just focus on your breathing once we get there, once we're done our full body relaxation. And they say that there are 4 steps to meditation. There's focusing on the breathing, getting lost in thought, realizing you're lost in thought, and then bringing your attention back to the breathing. So that's a very natural process. We work to not get frustrated with ourselves when it happens. We're just easy about it. And we praise ourselves for trying, and then we bring ourselves back to our focus on the breath. So once you've found your comfortable seated or laying down position, I'll ask you to take a deep breath in all the way down to the tips of the toes, closing the eyes, and exhaling completely, feeling the body supported by the floor, by the earth. And now just for a moment, bringing our attention to today's class and giving yourself that mental pat on the back for making it here, for making it through, and especially for maintaining the lines of communication with your body. That's so important. Our bodies tell us so much. Now we'll begin to relax from the bottom up. Breathe in deeply down to the tips of the toes, the balls of the feet, the arches, heels, and ankles, stirring up tension. Exhale it out, pressing it out of the body with focus. Breathe through the calves, the shins, the knee joints and thighs. Exhale tension all the way down to the bones. Breathe through the hips, pelvis, buttocks, and lower spine. Exhale tension. Feel the body relax down into the floor. Breathe through the muscles of the lower back, side body, and abdomen. Exhale tension, feeling the internal organs relax, slowing down. Breathe through the middle and upper back, through the rib cage and solar plexus. As you exhale, feel the heart and lungs relax, slowing down. Breathe through the collarbone, shoulders, biceps, and elbows. Exhale tension, allowing the arms to relax at the sides. Breathe through the forearms, wrists, palms and backs of the hands. As you exhale, allow the fingertips to let go of tension. Relax the muscles of the neck, through the top of the spine and the base of the skull. Relax the throat. Relax the jaw. Relax the muscles of the face, around the eyes, mouth, and ears. Relax the brow. And lastly, release the breath, breathing naturally as you sink deeper into relaxation. Now slowly bringing the attention back to the breath. Deep breath in and exhale completely. Now as we gently bring the attention back to the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, moving the wrists and ankles around in circles, I'd like you to remain aware of that space on the inside of the body, that space that we fill up with air, light. And then I'd like you to bring to mind just 3 things that you're grateful for, any 3 things that you appreciate. And then if you're laying down, you can hug the knees into the chest. You can start to move around. And just keeping those things in mind. Noticing how they bring you ease. Just inviting them into your space, into your heart, into your life. And then if you were laying down, just find your way to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed as you move. And let's take a deep breath in. Exhale and open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope you can make it next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.